Ashwin, nobody has taken more wickets against left-handers than you. You took your 200 wicket against them today in Test. Could you talk about how your plans to left-hand batsmen have evolved over the years and what you enjoy most about bowling to them? You've had to vote over some great left-hand batsmen in your time.
I can't really remember how it all started, to be honest, because obviously I think the ball turning away from the left-hander is one very big advantage. When it comes to off spinners, and I think likewise left-arm orthodox spinners also enjoy bowling to right-hand batsmen. So for me, over the years, the left-hand batsmen have generally tended to receive a lot of bowling from around the stumps. So one thing that I've learnt better and started doing a lot more is varying the seam position, the point where I use the crease, going really wide to the middle of the box to try and get as close as possible, and also change over the stumps. Over the stump is one angle that I've used effectively over the last maybe 6 months or so.
Yeah, very well put. So, what do you make of the XG ball in this test match?
Look, even in the last test match, I told you that the pitch was really hard in the first couple of days, and that could have had an impact on the seam. I think it's held on pretty well in this game. Obviously, there are whenever you talk about the SG ball, my comparisons will always go to the time when I started bowling with it when I began first class cricket. So I think that's the expectation you have of the SG ball, and the SG ball was at that benchmark where you're always comparing it with that. And to be honest, from the last game to this game, there was a massive difference, and the pitch wasn't as hard as it was the last game. So I think the seam really held on well.
Can you just talk about how the pitches are holding up, and you can just call it the challenging conditions. Yes, one of the challenging conditions is ever face. Considering that, what he said, do you think England could have performed better in this cricket?
You broke up. I can't really hear the last part
Can
of it.
you hear me?
Yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
And how do you think England played the first innings? Was it as bad as the score suggests?
Look, I think we'll be putting another batting performance in. As we're talking, 53 odd for one, and I think it's about being very patient. Like you play on a single wicket, you need to really tide through the early phase and get over it, and then start putting runs on the board. When it comes to spin, I think unfortunately people don't expect, they want conditions in their favor. Driving, cutting, everything needs to happen. But when it comes to a seaming wicket, you can't do all those things when you start playing on a wicket like that in the morning. So I think the same kind of expectations, same kind of benchmarks need to be set when you play spin on a challenging wicket as well.
Yeah, Ashwin, how would you rate the performance of Akshar Patel? He complimented you well in his debut test match. So he will be under tremendous pressure, first test match for India. How do you rate his performance in this innings?
Look, Akshar has been one of those bowlers who's been playing first class cricket for a while now, and he has had his share of good performances in first class cricket with the red ball also. Like I mentioned about Washi in the last game, this game again, we see them in the limited overs format of the game and believe, we have our own perceptions about them, but there is something called first class cricket where they do go through a grind, and that really keeps you in good stead when you come to test match cricket. So with respect to that, getting Joe Root in his first test match must have been really special for him. Very important wicket in the context of where the game stands, and also Moeen Ali. Yeah, those are good snares for Akshar in his first game, and I think he'll go really well in the second innings as well.
Yeah, so my question is about Kuldeep. So he was not quite late into the attack today, so he hasn't played for a long time now. So do you think, was there any discussion on the field, like he should have been brought on before when folks arrived at the crease, or it was the plan beforehand to bring him late into the attack?
Look, I think sometimes we only play the game and we are not watching it or commentating on it, so we do not know what people are saying, what the commentators are saying, or what the experts are saying. But anybody who's played the game and will understand that the 5 bowlers are there and there is a third spinner, it will take that much amount of time for the spinner to come into play, unless and until the other bowlers are not having a good time. If they're bowling bad balls, and then there needs to be a change, it happens. But otherwise, this is just the way the game goes. If you are a third spinner and if you are coming into the attack when things are going fine, this is pretty much how it happens. Maybe 4 or 5 overs here and there, or maybe 10 overs here and there can happen, but I think it is more a perception and the makeup of what people want to see from the outside and comment on it. So for me, I think Kuldeep was playing a game after a long time, for which I thought he started really well. He's been bowling really well in the net. So I think we will see a an increased role for him in the second.